Okay, so this is the 2007 TIE Crawler. This set originally came out at $50 US retail, and it is 548 pieces. Very interesting set. It's from the expanded Star Wars universe. It was never in the original movies or the Clone Wars or anything like that. If you go to Wikipedia, it will tell you that the Century tank, or TIE Crawler as it's known, was in development at the time of the Battle of Endor. So it wasn't even in production until after Return of the Jedi ended. But it's a nice little set. Very interesting, but very reminiscent of a TIE fighter, hence where it gets its name. So first off, though, the bulk of the pieces, 548 for $50, is a good value, but the bulk of these pieces are these tank treads. There's 162 tank tread pieces, and I'll get into that later. I've got this set off Bricklink for $46 with shipping and handling and tax and all that, so it was actually cheaper than the original retail. But the main reason I wanted this set, besides the fact that I really like TIE fighters and all things kind of associated, is I really wanted these little guys. It comes with two of these. These are Shadow Troopers. They're very, very rare minifigures. They only came in this set ever. And they're basically, as far as the mold goes, it's basically a Stormtrooper pilot, but he's been painted with silver highlights. But Shadow Troopers are not pilot troopers. They are kind of a elite commando for stealth operations and special recon. Very, very nice minifigure. And like I said, completely unique to this set. You can't get them anywhere else. But kind of interesting though, if you have the 2011 V-Wing, and you can see my review of that on my channel, the 2011 V-Wing comes with a pilot that looks a lot like a clone version of the Shadow Trooper. You can see what I'm talking about. Kind of interesting, but this is not a Shadow Trooper, this V-Wing pilot. He is his own unique thing, but he definitely looks like one. So if you want something that looks like a Shadow Trooper, and you don't want to spend the money on an older set, you can get the 2011 V-Wing. But there's that for you. But nice little set here. Like I said, you can get one for a pretty good value. Obviously you have these big tread pieces. And the reason I have this little mat right here is because this table is kind of too slick to get the treads to roll all the way. So I have this little grip piece so you can see it. You can see the treads do a really nice job. One note about the treads though, when you build it, it tells you to use 81 treads per side, and when you do that, they're really, really loose. They come off the track really easily. They're in a little groove on the track, in the inside of the shields or the wing pieces or the armor pieces or whatever you want to call them. So what I did is I used 80, so you just take one link out and you can see this is with 80 and it still has that kind of loose pull to it. So just a note, it does help it a little bit better to take just one of those links out over what they recommend. But it does a really nice job rotating the tread around these big pieces. Very, very nice. So there's that for you real quick. Back here, these are actually supposed to be fuel tanks, but you can use it as like a handle to hold on to it. In the front here, you have two front laser cannons, and there's a little missile that hides underneath here, and it just slots in underneath like that. It's like old school flick fire. And if you lift up the cockpit here, you have a second Shadow Trooper. Come on. There we go. Who is piloting the tank. Just room for one minifigure here. That's why this guy's got two guns. Because there's no room to put the other gun. And then basically the main feature of this tank, besides the actual tank treads rolling back and forth, is you can rotate these pieces off the center. So you could have them set up high And then flip this down, and then it still, you can see it still rotates. Oh, but it will drop its missile apparently. Get that to the side. Or you can have it sit stationary like it is, and then rotate this up and down for aiming. Or you can completely roll these around and have it go, you know, make a weird turn or something like that. No, that doesn't really work, does it? It's too wide. But yeah, it's kind of fun. You can position these however you want. And the really cool thing is the way they set these up, because it has these really nice long edges and curves on it. You can see that it's got the really nice slope to it. The treads can actually kind of move the little wing pieces by themselves. If you see, it actually moves the tread. It doesn't lose contact with the ground, and it doesn't mess up the center. So if this was a real vehicle, basically is what I'm trying to say, is that these could actually, like, you could supposedly say the pilot locks the center cockpit in place, and then it can rotate these little flaps independently for adjusting to terrain or something like that. So that's pretty neat. And it goes all the way around to 360 degrees rotation. But you don't really need to see that. And then the other main feature of this set is, like I said, it has the two front cannons, and then on each side you have these little flaps, and it opens up a gun port. And the nice thing is, it's not just a missile rack. These don't fire. They're not flick fire. But it's kind of cool because the treads move in any direction. The gun actually moves in a good range of motion. So again, if this was a real vehicle, it could cover itself because it has only the front guns. So if you have enemies on the side or the rear, it could cover itself pretty well. It goes low to high, and pretty good coverage, almost 180 degrees all the way around. So very nice. And then they just flap. They just hide right inside. So very nice. And they're on both sides. So that's very nice. Yeah, not much else to this. Just to give you a comparison real quick. Here it is next to an original TIE Fighter. You can see it's not that big, and you can definitely see where the design for the vehicle comes from. Just to give you an even better idea of the Shadow Trooper and what I was talking about earlier. If I can get this little guy out of here. Here is, there we go. This is the original Stormtrooper pilot. There we go. So you can kind of see, oh, stand up straight, there we go. You can see the difference here between a Shadow Trooper and a pilot. Pretty big difference, but not too ridiculous. You can see this has more of the Trooper setup with the little packs on his hips, and this guy has the breathing apparatus. So there is a big difference there, but not crazy big difference. It's not like completely bespoked. But you can see where the idea for this vehicle comes from. If you take the TIE Fighter and you unclip these, oh, there we go. You unclip these and rotate them, like so. Like that. You can see where the idea comes from. It's basically the exact same size. And then obviously the crawler is just thicker, and so there's space for tread. But that's where the idea comes from, I would believe, is that you have a TIE Fighter, and then you flip them sideways, and then you make it so they can rotate, and then you add tread. So that's where that idea comes from. Technically speaking, if you had two of these TIE Fighters, you could kind of make your own TIE Crawler, but so you can see the shield on the TIE Fighter is taller. It's not as rounded off as the Crawler's is, but still. There's that. So very nice set, worth picking up. Kind of interesting too because it's not in the movies, so it's got that kind of fantasy factor to it, even though Star Wars is a fantasy. But still very nice. worth picking up. Like I said, I got mine for cheaper than the original retail price, which was now 4 years ago. So definitely worth picking up, especially since you get these little guys, the Shadow Troopers. So there is that. Update on the secret reviews. One of them is really close to happening. My friend is finally finding all the pieces for the first set of 2. It took him a lot longer than he thought, so that is coming soon, hopefully within a week or 2 from today, which is the 5th of January 2011. So hopefully within a couple days, hopefully no longer than 2 weeks, I should have the first secret review up and going. Sorry that's taken so long. Like I said, it's out of my control. Someone else is doing it for me. They had to get all the pieces for their set, so there's the update on that. Reviews for just about all 2011 sets are online. 2011 V-Wing, T6 Jedi Shuttle, Clone Trooper Battle Pack, and Bounty Hunter Gunship. All those reviews are online. Go check those out, as well as the Ultimate Collector Series, Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. So go look for those reviews. Thanks for watching. As far as future reviews are, secret reviews on its way. My birthday is coming up within a month, so I might be getting either the Ultimate Collector Imperial Shuttle, or I might be getting more older sets that I missed out getting when they first came out, like this, which would be the Advanced TIE Fighter with Y-Wing, the 6211 Star Destroyer, not the Ultimate Collector Series 1. What else? The 2nd generation A-Wing, because I have the 1st and the 3rd generation. TIE Bomber, and hopefully the 2nd generation Slave 1, or the 3rd generation Slave 1, I take that back. I have the first 2, and the 4th gen. So hopefully I'll be able to get those sets, because they're a little bit older and they're decently rare. That's going to be a little more expensive, so it could take me some time to save up for those and still have money to live off of. But there's that for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. More reviews on their way, and thank you for watching.